Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. In this one, we are going to be talking about Samurai 8, The Tale of Hachimaru, Chapter 9. And it was an interesting one, but kind of a slower paced, I guess, in a sense. There were some multiple panels with no text, so it was kind of like, I could see it being kind of a nice thing in an anime sense, but it was very kind of quick as far as for that kind of stuff. So it was a pretty decent chapter overall, though. So we start off with Hachimaru finally being able to cut stuff. He's still acting like a doofus, though, and cutting people off, and telling Daruma that his teachings are lame or whatever. Just chill out, Hachimaru. We then get to see Princess An do something that they've been talking about for a little while now, and that's the idea that the princesses can basically search out for the locker balls, the things that basically turn people into samurais. So we get to see a little bit of how that works, and she basically is meditating, and she goes into this like trance where she can see all different locker balls all over the place, and some are super far away, so they're smaller, but then we see like Hachimaru's right in front of her, and apparently he has a very bright, I guess, core or like aura around him or whatever, so he's got a very bright soul to him. Then basically the entire chapter is them, An, and Hachimaru basically getting to know each other, and it's kind of a montage of sorts because it's them going to look for a nearby locker ball, and basically them getting to know each other. I think they're kind of starting to kind of come around on each other, especially An with him, and honestly, again, he needs to still clean it up. I don't want her to totally just fall for him or like him too much in general just because they're main characters and they gotta be together. I think maybe he needs to earn this respect from her. But overall, I'm okay with them kind of like getting past the, oh, he says something dumb and she snubs him. Just get on with the story. In any event, they find a locker ball, and then they basically kind of have a moment where they're chit-chatting, and they got takoyaki, and they're going to bring it back for Daruma and Hagamichi, and they kind of chit-chat and talk about like, oh, like, I guess in a sense that they're like similar but not really, and she talks about how he's like super strong and outgoing, and she's like, oh, you must be from like a bushi line or from a dojo or something like that. And you get kind of a moment of like, not weakness, but like a moment of pause from Hachimaru, because obviously he's not from those lines. He's not from some kind of crazy thing. Up until recently, he was a crippled kid that couldn't do anything, couldn't even leave his own house. So it's interesting to see that he has like kind of not a weaker, maybe a weaker, but like a little bit of a softer side on the inside, that he's still gripping with the idea that like he is maybe not as tough and strong on the inside as he puts out there. I mean, at one point he was afraid of like sharp objects, and now he's wielding a sword. So you don't get over that kind of stuff super quickly. I mean, he's probably gonna deal with some stuff going on as we move along. But ultimately, he does lie to her, and he doesn't come out with the truth about how he was a crippled kid and whatever, and says that, yeah, no, he's been tough all his life, and the dojo, blah, 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 blah. And that basically, like, makes An feel better, I guess. And she says, hey, okay, well, as long as you're, like, super good, maybe drag me along, because she's a little meek herself. So I feel like maybe they could have had a better bonding moment if he had just been upfront with her. But I'm sure that moment will come eventually, and I'm sure that there will be a time where it's like, oh, maybe like they kind of have a falling out because she realizes that he lied to her or something. As all of this is going on, we have another shot of Ata, the evil samurai, coming down. He's flying through space, and he basically arrives in their like general vicinity pretty quickly, and he lands on their moon, and it's spelled M-U-U-N because it's like moon, but it's really just a moon. It's a satellite of their planet, and he basically wrecks it up. And honestly, with all these shots of Ata just flying through space and coming at them, and then everybody else just kind of doing their own thing, I'm getting Dragon Ball Z Saiyans are coming, but it's taking them forever to get there kind of vibes from this. So hopefully they speed things up a bit more. I have a feeling the next chapter or so is going to be Atta confronting them. I just want to get to the conflict real quick now. Now, honestly, the most interesting part of this chapter is the very last panel, and it's Atta basically being like, I'm coming, and then he calls Hachimaru Hachikaku, and that's clearly not his name. So I wonder if this is a big thing of, like, mistaken identity. They kept talking about the 8th child, but, like, is Hachimaru maybe not the 8th child? And he's just kind of like, maybe another person was destined to get Ann's locker ball, and because Hachimaru just kind of, like, absorbed it and whatever himself or whatever, and he basically broke the destined cycle, and things are a little weird. So maybe Hachikaku was supposed to be the samurai for Ann, but Hachimaru became one. So that's a really interesting facet, and I wonder if it'll be like, oh, hey, my name's not Hachikaku, I'm Hachimaru, and I wonder if it's like, I don't know, it's either mistaken identity, or Hachimaru's got, like, a secret that he doesn't even know about himself, or maybe there's just some shenanigans or something. I don't know. Either way, I'm really excited to see Atta finally get there and be like, hey, I'm gonna kill everybody or whatever, or capture Hachimaru or whatever his real goal is. And clearly Daruma and Hagamichi are not gonna let that happen. But I could see a situation where it's like Atta shows up, Hagamichi and Daruma kind of like say, hey, we'll hold him here, you guys get the heck out of there, and that's where Hachimaru and Ann's adventure finally really takes off, and they take off on Hayataro, and that's basically it. That's the beginning of the real adventure for them. Overall, I like this chapter. I thought it was a pretty decent chapter as far as just kind of like finally getting us a little bit more closer with the two of them. They got to soften some things up and get them accustomed to each other eventually, so why not just do it now while we're waiting for the bad guy to show up. Also, I must say, Okubo, the artist that's doing all the, like, illustrations for the series, he's doing a really good job with, like, the front page cover art. I really like what he's doing. So yeah, those are my thoughts generally about this chapter. I thought it was alright. I thought it was pretty good. I'm excited to see kind of more of the action-y stuff. I want to see what's going on with that, with how they do it anyways. But yeah, it was a relatively quick chapter for me, I guess. So that's basically why I'm doing kind of a relatively quick review. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought down below in the comments section. And if you want to see more from me, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell. That way you'll get all notifications. And if you like this video, make sure to leave a like. I would greatly appreciate it. Well, that's it for me. Let me know what you guys thought. I will see you guys in another video. Bye-bye.